The Xbox 360 was an awesome console, and that was in major part due to the games. Some of these games transcended the small gaming bubble and became marquee blockbusters. In this video, we'll be taking a look at the 10 most iconic Xbox 360 games of all time. This list includes both exclusives and multi-platforms, and these are the games that the Xbox 360's library was really defined by. With that being said, let's get right into this with number 10. Number 10, the Fable series. Fable became the premier exclusive RPG on Xbox platforms. The first Fable game on the original Xbox was a massive hit, and the hype leading up to Fable 2 was huge. Fable 2 delivered for the most part, and that led into Fable 3, which to most people was probably the weakest of the series. Regardless, Fable's morality-based gameplay and decision-making gave players a lot to like. At this point, Fable has gone to the wayside, but it was a juggernaut of a series on the Xbox 360. Number 9, the Assassin's Creed series. It's hard to make the gaming world captivated at a brand new IP. There's no track record to go off of, but it was impossible to not be excited for the first Assassin's Creed game. The anticipation leading up to it was huge, and while the first game wasn't perfection in every area, the sequel Assassin's Creed 2 was a much more refined experience that led to the series being one of the biggest in gaming. After AC2, we would see yearly Assassin's Creed game releases for the next 6 years, sometimes even more than one game a year. Only now in 2016 is Ubisoft finally giving the series a much needed year off.
Learned how to fight in ways no enemy could match. Now I stand among the greatest.
Number 8, Forza Motorsport. The Xbox 360 had its work cut out for it if it wanted a racing game to compete with PlayStation's massively successful Gran Turismo. Give it up to the guys over at Turn 10 for creating Forza Motorsport, a fantastic racing series that saw consistent releases, which was one of the major elements it had over Gran Turismo. As Gran Turismo 5 kept on getting delayed, Turn 10 was able to release Forza 2 and 3, showing that they could too offer an amazing racing experience. Now Forza has become a staple whenever you talk about Xbox. Number 7, Red Dead Redemption. While most know Rockstar for the Grand Theft Auto games, the Western epic known as Red Dead Redemption is also fondly remembered as one of their best games. As a matter of fact, many would consider Red Dead Redemption to be head and shoulders above GTA. That debate, however, is for another day. But there is no doubt that Red Dead Redemption was a phenomenal game. It told an excellent story with a very relatable main character in John Marston. It had an awesome open world, and the Western theme was one that wasn't really explored too much in gaming. Red Dead Redemption was a great game, and now we are patiently waiting for the announcement of a sequel, which could come any day. Number 6, Guitar Hero and Rock Band. Well, right now, to those of you that are a bit younger, you might think Rock Band and Guitar Hero aren't that big of a deal. Around 2006 to 2009, these games were absolutely massive. Every year during the holiday season, you would see parents dropping hundreds of dollars to get the games and the instruments. The whole Rock Band set costed a whopping $170, but people just ate it up. Many might consider it to be one of gaming's biggest fads, because after that peak 3 to 5 years, both Guitar Hero and Rock Band just fell off for years. People just got tired of it. Rock Band and Guitar Hero both made a comeback last year, but in terms of popularity, it just wasn't there compared to its peak era. Number 5, The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Bethesda has created some of the most popular open world RPGs ever, but the appeal of The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim was enormous to say the least. The 11-11-11 marketing was genius, and the lead up to the game was filled with anticipation, to say the least. And then the game was released, and it retained lasting appeal that few games can manage. Who could forget the arrow to the knee meme that seemed to be everywhere, just not in the gaming world? At this point, whenever Bethesda releases a new open world behemoth, it'll be the most anticipated game of the year. Number 4, Grand Theft Auto 4 and 5. When you talk about iconic games, you have to mention Grand Theft Auto. The hype going into GTA 4 was huge. You'd see posters everywhere, billboards in major cities. Grand Theft Auto 4 did really well commercially, and then we had Grand Theft Auto 5, which was one of the last major games on the Xbox 360. The anticipation for GTA 5 was even higher than GTA 4, with the install base of the 360 being much higher in 2013 compared to 2008. The game released to gigantic mainstream appeal appeal, reaching massive commercial success. At this point, GTA has been dormant for a little while. Rockstar's next major game is expected to be Red Dead Redemption 2, but you know at some point GTA will be back and it'll probably be bigger than ever. Number 3, Gears of War. Gears of War was comfortably the Xbox's number 2 exclusive franchise. We'll get to number 1 in a little bit later. The games were filled with action, gore, and testosterone. Seriously, some of these characters were juiced to the gills. Gears of War saw 3 major entries on the 360, and there was Gears of War Judgment, which didn't fare as well as the 3 mainline games. The 3 main games all performed very well commercially and critically. At this point, we're months away from the release of Gears of War 4, which interestingly will be on both Xbox One and PC. Right now, the fanfare doesn't seem to really be there, but hopefully that picks up closer to release. Number 2, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. As much as people seem to dislike Call of Duty these days, there's no doubt the kind of impact Call of Duty 4 had on the gaming world. It was absolutely massive. The jump-in, jump-out gameplay that was extremely accessible to anyone, the addictive ranking system that kept people coming back for more and more, and the amazing core gameplay made Call of Duty 4 explode in popularity. COD 4 would lead to more yearly COD releases. Even to this day, the series is still going strong and remains on top of the charts in terms of sales. For many, Call of Duty has gotten extremely stale, but it seems like there will always be a market of people that'll eat these games up. And finally, number 1, Halo 3. When you think of Xbox, the one franchise that always sticks out more than anything else is Halo. It's the mascot of Xbox. All of the Halo games did amazingly well on 360, but it was something else with Halo 3. It was the first Halo game on the 360, and the amount of marketing push Microsoft put on the game was staggering. Halo 3 was one of the games that would really help the Xbox 360 beat the PlayStation 3, at least domestically anyway. Halo 3 would garner amazing reviews across the board, and as far as sales went, it obviously did very well. Halo Reach and Halo 4 would also garner similar levels of success. Halo still continues to be massive, but due to the Xbox One trailing behind the PS4, it has seemingly lost a step. Even then, it is still by far Microsoft's flagship video game series. So that wraps up our countdown of the top 10 most iconic Xbox 360 games. What do you think? Which of these games do you remember the most fondly? Comment your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.